local, late breaking. This is WDSU News This Morning.
Good morning, everybody. A look outside. The clouds are still hovering, but that's okay. Jesse is going to wave his weather wand and hopefully produce something quite nice for us today because, Jesse, there are a lot of little boys and girls out there who have their Easter egg baskets and they're hoping to hunt some eggs today in some surrounding areas. Is that a good idea or not?
You need to wait till the afternoon because, for the rest of the morning and early afternoon, there is going to be a chance for some rainfall, mainly on the South Shore. By later this afternoon, we'll be okay.
How's the solution? Wear your raincoat, folks, right?
Exactly.
Just throw on your raincoat.
For the eggs because, I do think we'll have a little bit of rain around this morning, but later on this afternoon, things will be just fine.
Good.
And it's going to turn much cooler out there, too, as we got a cold front moving through. Let's take a look at that satellite and radar and show you what I'm talking about here. Look to the bottom of the screen there. I'll push this down there to the Gulf of Mexico. You can see some of the showers and storms. Plenty of lightning, too. So these are rather strong storms. But the good news is these are staying offshore and will continue to push off to the east. But I do think a few of them will kind of push off to the northeast, enough to at least give us some light to moderate rainfall in portions of the North Shore within the next hour or so. The strongest, though, all this lightning down here, those are pretty much pushing due east and should stay well offshore. But again, mariners beware. Not a good time to go out, at least for the rest of the morning and early afternoon while these strong storms are pushing through. 66 degrees over in Kenner right now. We're looking at a north wind at about 7 miles per hour. And as you look at the temperatures all around, our highs today really aren't going to rise too much, maybe into the upper 60s, possibly about 70 degrees, and then that'll be about it. Once we get into the late afternoon, temperatures will actually start to fall. But right now, we're looking at mid to upper 60s. Wind speeds are calm, but we're starting to see those north winds, which tells us that front is kind of draped right across the area. It's going to be pushing to the south as we head into the afternoon. Those storms you saw are kind of in advance of that front moving along the frontal boundary. So as you look at the hour-by-hour forecast, upper 60s going into the 10 a.m., 1 o'clock hour there, we'll put about a 40% chance of rainfall, mainly south of the lake. North Shore rain chances very low today, less than 10%. And as you look at this afternoon, mainly dry by then, but look at the winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour once that front pushes through. And then cool temperatures overnight. I'll let you know how cool it's going to get coming up in the full forecast in a few minutes. Farrah?
All right, Jesse, thanks so much. Well, as we watch the skies, here's a look at some of the Easter egg hunts that are still scheduled for this weekend. At the Fly, it's the 11th annual Easter egg hunt that is put on by Sheriff Marlon Guzman. That starts at 10 o'clock. Also at 11 o'clock, of course, on the West Bank, WDSU will be sponsoring an Easter egg hunt for kids 12 and under, and that's going to be at Berman Park. And then also on Sunday, City Park will be hosting its annual extravaganza. That hunt begins at 10 o'clock, and it costs $10 per person. And also, just so you know, the Abita New Orleans International Beer Festival has been postponed. It will now be held on Saturday, June 4th at Champion Square. But if you already had tickets, that's okay. The organizers say hold on to them because those tickets will be honored in June. Well, it has now been 1 week since severe storms brought widespread flooding throughout Louisiana. And over in Ponchatoula, you don't have to go far to see the devastation. This neighborhood on Forest Lane off of Thibodeau Road was flooded by the Tangipahoa River, which sits about a half-mile away. Residents say they never thought that they would see 4 feet of water inside of their homes.
I've got a few things inside that I kept, out of the water and stuff, and in the shed I got put some stuff back in the shed, but majority of it's gone.
But it's going to get better. But like I told you, it's just a shock.
If you live in the North Shore and you did suffer flood damage, you're encouraged to register with FEMA to receive disaster assistance. You can call 1-800-621-FEMA or head online to disasterassistance.gov. A Slidell teacher has been arrested and charged with child pornography and molestation. Raymond Winsey was hired at Slidell High School less than a year ago as a teacher and the girls' varsity basketball coach at Slidell High School. Police say detectives found inappropriate conversations through text messages and social media sites, as well as naked photos and videos of young girls, some of which are confirmed to be 16-year-old students at Slidell High School. At this time, though, police are not saying how many victims have come forward, but they have confirmed that none of them so far were on the basketball team he coached. Louisiana leaders took to the streets and parks and other places throughout communities in an effort to keep Louisiana beautiful. In Jefferson Parish, volunteers are out at La Fernier Park cleaning up and removing trash from the area. It's one day, an event that is an opportunity for folks to shed some light on litter problems in Louisiana and hopefully to get leaders to take a stand in an effort to improve the state's environment.
It's always important to keep our community safe. It's always and clean. It's always important to actually exemplify what we will do to actually go that extra step and help everybody, all of our constituents, help everyone do the same thing.
And over in Baton Rouge, Governor and First Lady Edwards, as well as Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, also picked up trash to support Keep Louisiana Beautiful initiative. Now, the Governor and the First Lady cleaned up around Capitol Lake in Baton Rouge. Meanwhile, the Lieutenant Governor and volunteers, they worked under the I-110 overpass. They joined other volunteers in signing a pledge to work against litter in Louisiana.
We wanted to be part of the Keep Louisiana Beautiful campaign, and that's really focusing right now on picking up litter, just to keep Louisiana beautiful. I mean, just exactly what it says. And you know, it's a sportsman's paradise. We all love Louisiana. We should do a little better job of keeping it beautiful.
DOTD spends $7.9 million per year picking up trash statewide. Well, after being on the run for months, a terror suspect is captured. How investigators were able to capture the man wanted for his involvement in the Paris terror attacks. And then a live look outside as we prepare for an Easter egg hunt. You're watching WDSU News this morning.